Have you ever noticed that the hardest part of cooking isn't the recipe? It's all the standing? If cooking seems to take a lot more out of you than it used to, you're certainly not alone. The good news is, cooking doesn't have to feel like an endurance test just because standing has become more difficult. A few small changes can make a big difference, helping you save your energy without giving up the meals you enjoy. Today, I'm sharing simple kitchen hacks that can make cooking easier, safer, and a whole lot less tiring. And who knows, by the end of this video, your feet might be wondering why you didn't make these changes years ago. Let's get started. Number 1. Sit before you get tired. One of the biggest mistakes so many of us make is thinking, I'll just stand for a few minutes, then I'll sit down if I get tired. The problem is that by the time you feel like sitting, your body has already spent more energy than it needed to. Your legs may already feel heavy, your lower back might start complaining, and suddenly making a simple salad feels like you've been preparing Thanksgiving dinner for 30 people. Instead, try flipping that habit around. Sit first. If you're peeling potatoes, slicing strawberries, trimming green beans, mixing ingredients, or even stirring something in a bowl, there's usually no reason you have to be standing. Pull up a sturdy chair or a stable kitchen stool before you even touch the first ingredient. Your body doesn't earn extra points for standing through the entire process. In fact, sitting while doing prep work helps conserve energy, which is especially important as we get older or if you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, reduced stamina, or balance issues. Think of your energy like money in your wallet. You only have so much to spend each day. If you spend half of it standing while chopping onions, there's less left for the walk after dinner, gardening, playing with the grandkids, or even just enjoying your evening without feeling completely worn out. And here's something many older adults mention after making this change. They're actually more willing to cook because it no longer feels like such a physical chore. Cooking becomes enjoyable again instead of something they have to mentally prepare themselves for. One gentleman joked that he used to treat making lunch like he was training for an endurance event. Now he pulls up his chair before he even opens the refrigerator. His knees have stopped filing formal complaints. Of course, there are moments when standing is necessary, like lifting something safely into the oven or draining a heavy pot. But if 80% of the preparation can be done sitting comfortably, why insist on standing for all of it? The goal isn't to prove how much you can tolerate. The goal is to enjoy cooking without feeling exhausted before you've even taken the first bite. Kitchen hack number 2. Set up everything before you start. Have you ever started making a sandwich only to realize the mustard is in the refrigerator, the knife is in the dishwasher, the bread is still in the pantry, and the plate somehow ended up on the other side of the kitchen? Before you know it, you've walked back and forth so many times that you've forgotten what you were making in the first place. It happens more often than we'd like to admit. A simple habit that makes a surprising difference is gathering everything you'll need before you begin. Take one trip around the kitchen at the start. Bring out the ingredients, the cutting board, the knife, measuring spoons, mixing bowl, spices, and anything else you'll use. Put them all within easy reach on the counter. Professional chefs call this mise en place, which is just a fancy French way of saying, get your act together before you start cooking. They do it because it makes cooking smoother and faster. For us, it has another huge benefit. It saves a tremendous amount of standing and walking. Every unnecessary trip across the kitchen adds up. Even if each trip only takes 20 seconds, 10 or 15 extra trips can mean several additional minutes on your feet. If your knees, hips, or back already let you know when they've had enough, those minutes matter. There's another benefit too. When everything is already laid out, cooking feels calmer. You're less likely to forget an ingredient, less likely to leave something burning while searching for a measuring cup, and less likely to rush because you're constantly interrupting yourself. Many people notice they feel less mentally tired too. Cooking isn't just physical work, it's decision-making. Every time you stop to hunt for something, your brain has to switch gears. Having everything ready lets you stay focused on the meal instead of playing hide-and-seek with the can opener. Besides, the can opener always seems to have its own retirement plans. It disappears precisely when you need it most. Kitchen hack number 3. Create a one-reach kitchen. If you've ever found yourself bending down to grab a heavy mixing bowl from the bottom cabinet, stretching onto your tiptoes for a cereal box, or climbing onto a step stool just to reach one baking dish, your kitchen may be asking more of your body than it should. One of the smartest changes you can make doesn't involve buying anything at all. It's simply rearranging where things live. Try keeping the items you use every day between about waist and shoulder height. Think about your favorite coffee mug, your dinner plates, cutting board, cooking oil, spices, mixing bowls, and the saucepan you use several times a week. Those deserve the best real estate in your kitchen. Meanwhile, the holiday roasting pan that only comes out once a year can happily stay on the top shelf. It's not paying enough rent to deserve the prime location. This small change reduces bending, squatting, stretching, and reaching overhead, all of which become more challenging as we age. Reaching too high can affect balance, while repeatedly bending down can aggravate back pain or make it harder to straighten back up comfortably. If you have arthritis, osteoporosis, or reduced flexibility, these awkward movements can be even more uncomfortable. Many occupational therapists recommend organizing frequently used household items within what's often called your comfortable reach zone. It's one of the easiest ways to make everyday tasks less physically demanding without changing the task itself. As you reorganize, pay attention to weight as well. Heavy appliances like stand mixers, slow cookers, or Dutch ovens shouldn't be stored on the floor where you have to squat to lift them. Nor should they be on the highest shelf where lifting them down becomes a balancing act. A middle shelf or countertop is usually much safer if you use them regularly. Think of your kitchen as working for you, not the other way around. After all, you've spent a lifetime earning the right to stop climbing like a mountain goat every time you want a bowl. Your kitchen can meet you halfway. Kitchen hack number 4. Stop making extra trips around the kitchen. Have you ever noticed how one simple meal can somehow turn into a walking tour of your kitchen? You start at the refrigerator to grab some vegetables. Then you remember you need a knife, so you head to the drawer. Next, it's back to the pantry for the seasoning. Then over to another cabinet for a mixing bowl. A minute later, you're back at the refrigerator because you forgot the cheese. Somewhere along the way, you stop, look around the kitchen, and think, now what was I coming over here for? It happens to all of us. The truth is, those little trips may not seem like much individually, but together they can leave your legs feeling far more tired than the actual cooking does. If standing for long periods is already difficult because of arthritis, back pain, reduced stamina, balance concerns, or simply the normal changes that come with aging, every unnecessary trip is using energy you could save for something much more enjoyable. A good habit is to think in terms of one trip whenever possible. If you're heading to the refrigerator, grab everything you'll need while you're there instead of returning 3 or 4 more times. If you're going to the pantry, bring back all the canned goods, spices, or dry ingredients in one go. This is where a tray or a rolling utility cart can become surprisingly helpful. Instead of carrying several items in your hands, you can load everything onto a sturdy tray or cart and move it all at once. Many older adults who use rolling carts say they wonder why they didn't buy one years earlier. It's like having an extra helper quietly following you around the kitchen without asking for coffee breaks. Even something as simple as placing a large mixing bowl on a tray with all your ingredients beside it can save countless steps. And here's something else that's easy to overlook. Fewer trips also mean fewer opportunities to lose your train of thought. We've all walked into another room only to completely forget why we went there. The kitchen seems especially good at playing that trick. I sometimes think kitchens have a secret agreement with reading glasses. The moment you need something, it disappears just long enough to make you question your memory. The less you have to wander around looking for things, the smoother and less tiring the entire cooking process becomes. By the way, if deciding what to cook each day feels like half the battle, I've put together a simple 4-week meal plan with grocery lists to make things easier. Everything is planned for you, including the shopping lists, so you're not constantly wondering what to make next. If you'd like to take a look, you'll find it linked in the pinned comment below. Kitchen hack number 5. Prep once. Cook several times. One of the smartest ways to spend less time standing isn't actually about cooking. It's about preparing ahead. Instead of chopping 1 onion every single day, chop 3 or 4 while you're already sitting comfortably. Slice several bell peppers at the same time. Wash and dry your lettuce. Portion out fruit. Grate some cheese. Or divide cooked chicken into meal-sized containers. Then store everything in the refrigerator or freezer for later in the week. It may take a little longer on one day, but the payoff is enormous. The next time you want to make dinner, half the work is already finished before you even begin. Many seniors discover that they're much more likely to cook a healthy meal when the hardest part is already done. It's much easier to throw together a vegetable omelette, soup, stir-fry, or salad when the vegetables are already washed and chopped. There's another benefit too. Your body often has better days and slower days. Maybe your mornings are your strongest time, or perhaps you wake up feeling particularly energetic after a good night's sleep. That's the perfect opportunity to do your prep work. Then, when one of those lower energy days comes along, and we all have them, you don't have to start from scratch. Future you opens the refrigerator and finds neatly prepared ingredients waiting. It's almost like someone came over and helped. As it turns out, that helpful person was you. Preparing ingredients in batches can also reduce food waste. Vegetables that are washed, trimmed, and ready to use are often more likely to get eaten before they spoil. Planning ahead also makes portion control easier if you're cooking for 1 or 2 people. Instead of preparing far more food than you need every night, you can cook once and create several different meals using the same prepared ingredients. A batch of cooked chicken might become soup one day, a salad the next, and a wrap later in the week without feeling repetitive. It's not about spending your entire Sunday cooking. It's about giving yourself a head start so everyday meals require much less standing, chopping, and effort. Kitchen hack number 6. Don't feel guilty about convenience foods. Somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that if we didn't peel every carrot ourselves or chop every onion from scratch, we were somehow taking shortcuts. But let me tell you something. Shortcuts aren't cheating when they help you keep cooking. If standing has become difficult, buying pre-cut vegetables, frozen fruit, frozen chopped onions, peeled garlic, shredded cheese, or a rotisserie chicken can make the difference between making a healthy meal and deciding it's just too much work today. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, many frozen fruits and vegetables are picked and frozen at peak ripeness, helping preserve much of their nutritional value. They can be just as nutritious as fresh produce, especially if fresh produce sits in the refrigerator for several days before being used. Pre-cut produce may cost a little more, but many older adults find it's money well spent because it saves time, reduces standing, and makes healthy meals much easier to prepare. Think about it this way. Would you rather spend 10 extra minutes wrestling with a butternut squash while your back reminds you that it has opinions, or spend those 10 minutes enjoying your dinner? I know which one my back would choose. By convenience foods, I don't mean highly processed frozen dinners. I mean ingredients that have simply had some of the work done for you. A bag of frozen broccoli is still broccoli, and a rotisserie chicken can become several healthy meals with very little effort. The goal isn't to prove how much work you can do in the kitchen. It's to nourish yourself without wearing yourself out. One quick food safety tip. Rinse whole leafy greens like lettuce and cabbage after removing the outer leaves. For bagged salads or pre-cut vegetables, follow the label. If they're marked ready to eat or triple washed, they're generally safe to use without rinsing. If not, give them a quick rinse before using. Kitchen hack number 7. Let kitchen appliances do the standing for you. One of the best things you can do for yourself is let your kitchen appliances handle the work that usually keeps you on your feet. Years ago, preparing a meal often meant standing over the stove, stirring, flipping, watching, and checking every few minutes. Today, there are plenty of appliances that can do much of that work for you while you sit down, read a chapter of your favorite book, or simply put your feet up. A slow cooker is a perfect example. Add your ingredients, turn it on, and let it quietly do its job for the next several hours. The same goes for a rice cooker, which takes the guesswork out of cooking rice and switches to a warming mode when it's done. An air fryer or toaster oven can also be easier than using a large oven, especially for smaller meals, since they heat up quickly and often cook food faster. Even a food processor can save your hands and wrists from endless chopping and slicing, which is especially helpful if you have arthritis. These appliances aren't about taking the easy way out. They're about working smarter so you can save your energy for the things that matter most. Think of them as reliable kitchen assistants. They never complain, they don't ask for a raise, and thankfully, they never tell you that you're loading the dishwasher the wrong way. The goal isn't to spend less time eating good food, it's to spend less time working for it. Speaking of letting your kitchen appliances do the hard work, I personally rely on a collection of 40+ easy crockpot meals, dump-and-go recipes. They're designed to help you spend less time standing in the kitchen while still enjoying warm, satisfying meals. If that sounds helpful, you'll also find it linked in the pinned comment below. Kitchen hack number 9. Clean in tiny bursts instead of one big cleanup. For many people, the hardest part of cooking isn't the cooking, it's looking at the kitchen afterward. A sink full of dishes, a messy countertop, and several pots waiting to be scrubbed can feel overwhelming, especially when you're already tired from making the meal. Instead of saving everything until the end, try cleaning in little pockets of time while you're cooking. If the soup needs 10 minutes to simmer, wash the cutting board. While the vegetables roast in the oven, rinse the mixing bowl. If you're waiting for the microwave to finish, wipe the counter. These small jobs usually take only a minute or two, but they prevent the cleanup from becoming one long standing session after dinner. It also makes the kitchen feel calmer. By the time you're ready to eat, most of the work is already behind you. And let's be honest, after a nice meal, very few people suddenly become excited about washing dishes. I've yet to meet someone who says, "That casserole was wonderful. You know what I'd really love now? 20 minutes with a sponge." Breaking cleanup into smaller pieces is simply kinder to your body. It reduces standing time, avoids fatigue, and makes the whole cooking experience feel much more manageable. Kitchen hack number 10. Plan around your energy, not the clock. This may be the most important kitchen hack of all. Many of us have spent decades cooking dinner at the same time every evening because that's what family life required. But life changes. If you're cooking for yourself or just one other person now, there's no rule that says every meal has to be prepared at 6 o'clock sharp. Instead, pay attention to when your body naturally has the most energy. For many older adults, that's often in the morning or late morning. If that's when you feel your best, chop vegetables, prepare tomorrow's lunch, or even cook dinner early and simply reheat it later. On the other hand, if you know your energy drops in the afternoon, that's probably not the best time to tackle a recipe with 15 ingredients. There's no prize for making life harder than it needs to be. Listening to your body's natural rhythm can help reduce fatigue and make cooking feel much more enjoyable. Some days you'll have plenty of energy and other days you won't. That's perfectly normal. On those lower energy days, give yourself permission to choose the simpler meal. Maybe it's soup with a sandwich, a hearty salad with rotisserie chicken, or leftovers from yesterday. Remember, a simple, nourishing meal is always better than skipping a meal because cooking feels like too much work. After all, your kitchen is there to support your health, not to test your endurance. The smartest cooks aren't the ones who work the hardest. They're the ones who've learned how to make good meals while taking good care of themselves. I hope these kitchen hacks remind you that cooking isn't about proving how long you can stand. It's about making healthy meals in a way that works for your body. Sometimes the smartest change is also the simplest one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribed if you're new here, and shared it with a friend or family member who could use a little extra help in the kitchen. And don't forget to check the pinned comment below. I've linked a few simple guides and resources that I personally use and think you'll find helpful too. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.